When BTS finally returned to the stage in March 2026, the world was ready. Millions were watching. Fans had waited for years, and the expectation was simple: a historic comeback. But within minutes of the performance beginning, something shifted. Not dramatically, not officially, but noticeably. Across social media, one name began rising faster than the rest: Jungkook. At first, it seemed predictable. He has always been one of the most recognized members of BTS, known for his vocals, stage presence, and global appeal. But this time, the reaction felt different. Faster, bigger, more intense. Clips of his performance began spreading almost instantly. His name climbed to the top of global trends within minutes. Fans weren't just talking about the group's return, they were focusing on him. And that raised a question that quickly turned into a global discussion. Why Jungkook? If the emotional reaction was immediate, the data that followed made it impossible to ignore. Within the first 10 minutes of the concert, Jungkook-related content began outperforming expectations across multiple platforms. This wasn't gradual growth, it was a spike, a sharp, sudden surge in attention that stood out even in an event as massive as BTS's comeback. Early tracking from fan communities and digital analysts revealed that clips featuring Jungkook were gaining traction significantly faster than others, in some cases within minutes. And once those clips started moving, they didn't slow down. The key to understanding this phenomenon lies in how virality works. When a moment resonates strongly, platforms begin amplifying it. More exposure leads to more engagement leads to wider reach. And in Jungkook's case, this cycle activated almost immediately. A single high note, a brief expression, a perfectly timed close-up. These moments became entry points, small triggers that sparked massive waves of sharing. Within hours, multiple clips of Jungkook had reached millions of views. Not one, not two, but several. And that's when analysts began to notice a pattern. Reviewing the full performance revealed something important. Jungkook wasn't just part of one viral moment, he was part of many. Key vocal transitions, emotional peaks of songs, moments where the music shifted and the audience's attention followed. In performance structure, these are the most valuable seconds, the moments designed to leave an impression, and consistently, Jungkook appeared in those moments. Whether intentional or coincidental, the effect was undeniable. Each appearance reinforced the previous one, each moment built on the last, until it created something larger than a single performance, a continuous stream of attention. While social media showed what fans were feeling, search data revealed something even more significant, because the people searching weren't just fans, they were new viewers. Search trends began showing unexpected queries. Who is Jungkook? Why is Jungkook trending worldwide? Jungkook BTS Live Performance 2026. This shift matters because it indicates expansion. The conversation was no longer limited to BTS's existing audience. It was reaching new people, people who were discovering Jungkook for the first time or rediscovering him after years. Beyond the numbers, the global reaction tells its own story. Fans described the performance as emotional, overwhelming, even surreal. Some spoke about waiting years for this moment. Others focused specifically on Jungkook, his voice, his presence, his growth. Reaction videos began appearing across platforms. Analysis threads broke down his performance frame by frame. Comments repeated the same idea in different words. Something feels different about him. And when thousands, then millions of people begin expressing the same feeling, it stops being coincidence. Looking deeper into engagement metrics, the pattern becomes even clearer. Content featuring Jungkook consistently showed higher view counts, faster engagement rates, more shares per minute, stronger comment activity. In digital media, these indicators matter. They show not just visibility, but impact. Because high engagement means people aren't just watching, they're reacting, they're interacting, they're amplifying. And Jungkook's content was doing all three at scale. Another critical factor is something analysts call the repeat watch phenomenon. When viewers return to the same clip multiple times, it signals strong interest, and strong interest triggers further amplification. Fans reported replaying Jungkook's moments repeatedly, rewatching specific parts, analyzing details, sharing the same clips again and again. This behavior multiplies visibility exponentially, and in this case, it happened globally. At this point, one question becomes unavoidable. Was this all accidental, or was there a structural reason behind it? Some fans point to performance dynamics. Others highlight camera direction and timing. A growing theory suggests a subtle shift in focus, a center effect that placed Jungkook at key moments throughout the performance, not officially declared, but visibly present, and supported by data. Because when the same person appears repeatedly in high-impact moments and generates the strongest reactions, it creates a pattern that's hard to ignore. When combining all elements, the rapid viral spread, the repeated high-impact moments, the surge in global searches, the emotional reactions, the engagement dominance, it begins to feel like more than just a successful performance. It feels like a signal that something is changing. Not necessarily confirmed, not officially stated, but visible through behavior, data, and global response. In the end, Jungkook becoming the most talked about member after BTS's comeback isn't the result of a single factor. It's the result of multiple forces aligning at the same time. Performance, timing, visibility, audience emotion, digital amplification. Together, they created a moment that extended far beyond the stage, a moment that turned into a global conversation, and a conversation that continues to grow. But even after all the data, all the analysis, and all the reactions, one question still remains. Is this just a moment or the beginning of something bigger? Because if this is only the start, then what comes next might be even more powerful. As the numbers continue to rise and the conversation refuses to slow down, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This was never just about one performance. What happened that night, what followed in the hours, the days, and the global reaction points to something deeper, something evolving. Because in the world of global pop, attention is never random. It moves, it shifts, and when it concentrates this intensely on one individual, it often signals change, not necessarily announced, not officially confirmed, but visible through data, behavior, and audience response. For Jungkook, this moment may represent more than just a successful return to the stage. It may represent positioning, momentum, a subtle rise that is happening in real time, in front of millions of eyes. And for BTS, this could mark the beginning of a new phase, one shaped not only by their past legacy, but how attention is evolving in the present. Because history shows something important. The biggest shifts rarely begin with announcements. They begin with reactions, with patterns, with moments that feel different, even before anyone can fully explain why. And that brings us back to the question that started it all. Why Jungkook? The data gives clues, the reactions give context, but the full answer may not have revealed itself yet. As the global audience continues to replay, analyze, and share the same moments again and again, the story keeps growing. Not fading, not slowing, but expanding. And in an era where attention moves fast and disappears even faster, the fact that this moment is still building momentum says everything. Because this isn't just a trending topic anymore. It's a developing narrative, one that could shape the next chapter of BTS and possibly redefine Jungkook's role within it. And if there's one thing the world has learned from this comeback, it's this: when millions, possibly hundreds of millions of people focus on the same moment, it's never just a coincidence. It's the beginning of something. And this time, all eyes are on Jungkook.